Ah, what a wonderful Minecraft day. Oh, it blue screened. Well, that's okay. I'll just go back into Minecraft. Everything will be okay. Oh, well, that's just not good. Okay, so while me and Clay were playing in between the 6th and the 7th episodes, which this is the 7th one, so between the last episode and this one, my computer blue screened. And I didn't really think it was that big of a deal, but when we went back into the world, it looked like the image you saw. Not exactly, obviously, but basically, it took a chunk of ocean and like replaced the bottom grass floor. So it destroyed pretty much all of Clay's house, and it wrecked a ton of my barn and everything. So we were pretty much just like, what the heck? Is this gonna end the CCSMP? But I remembered that we had a copy from like a week or so ago, and I went back into it, and I wasn't very hopeful because I thought it would. It obviously doesn't have a lot of the progress we had, like our nether base and things like that. But we went into creative and just repaired everything we could remember, like the wither skeleton skulls and that stuff. So if like the barn or the flowers in front of my house looks different to you, that's why. It's annoying, yeah, but it's not the end of the world. We ended up fixing it. So that was just a disclaimer before the video started, so you know. And now to get into the actual video, we made a ton of upgrades. Well, I made them. I made a ton of upgrades to the dirt tower, and currently I'm working on the sacred garden, which I didn't show the beginning part because I was doing off-screen stuff, and I didn't think of recording it until I was like halfway done with the fence, but you didn't really miss very much. In the sacred garden, there's going to be a section for flowers and another section as a cemetery for the no-named dog and any other things that die. And I was marking out the area for the cemetery right now. Once I was done marking out all the places, I needed to find the flowers to put in the sacred garden. And this took like an hour and a half, so I'm just gonna sum this up in a nice, short montage. Yeah, now I have no more flowers left, and you can tell not all of it's filled in. So probably over the next few episodes I'll be working on that more, but it's not going to be filled in completely for a while. Now that I'm semi-done with the flower garden, I'm going to focus on the dirt tower. Now, I already did a ladder that goes all the way up to the top, and it makes it so much easier, but since we're now primarily sacrificing animals, we need a way to transport those animals to the top because they can't use ladders. So what I'm going to use is a water elevator. Probably not the greatest idea, but it's really the only way to transport an animal up like 200 blocks. First, what I did was mark out a spot where I want the water elevator to reach on the top of the dirt tower just to make it so much easier. Yes, I was thinking about a water bucket clutch, and you can tell how it ended. Now, with the spot completely marked out, because I don't want to pull all of my hair out by placing 200 individual source blocks, I'm going to have to get some kelp, and the nearest ocean is like 500 blocks away, so another montage. During the journey, I found more sunflowers, but not much of any of the other ones. So, still not done with the flower garden, but we're kinda close. Right after placing those flowers, I worked on making the tube the water elevator would go in, and I know the time lapse is like really freaking out, but it makes the dirt tower look really, really weird, but I'm gonna fix it later. I died like a solid 4 times while I was trying to get all of these to be source blocks. But thankfully, because of the magic of editing, you don't have to watch that. In between the part where I marked out the spot for the water elevator and searched for kelp, I went to the nether to see if I could get soul sand for the water elevator, and it went as well as you'd expect. It didn't go well at all. I didn't find any. I haven't found any soul sand in the nether at all so far, which is really, really weird. I don't know why, but I'll search more. Okay, so now to like wrap up this video, I'm going to explain the changes we made to the laws of Dirtville. Me and Clay were planning on building a prison below his basement, so we made jail time equivalents to each of the rules. And we also added a new rule. So the jail time equivalent for murdering is 3 days in prison. For stealing, it's 2 days. Respecting the wildlife, it's 1. And building a building taller than the dirt tower, it's 5. But the reason there's no jail time equivalent for the 5th one, which is the sacred fire shall never cease to burn, that one you go in maximum security cell for a day, which the maximum security cell is going to be just a big obsidian cell with no light, and you just get fed rotten flesh. It's kind of overkill, but I think it's funny. Oh, also, this is the sacred fire. Okay, so this section is completely new, and it's instructions on how to sacrifice. You always sacrifice animals from the barn, unless a player has volunteered. If you recover the meat left over from the sacrifice, you cook it on the sacred campfire, and you feast with it on the sunset of the same day. You have to say stuff before you feast, but if you want to read it, you can. I'm not going to read it, though. If it sounds stupid, we just made it up on the spot, so that's why. And to end off the video, I'll do a good old sacrifice. Oh, geez. Bye!